All right. All right, thank you. So if you've ever evaluated an EDI platform, maybe in the Insight Pavilion, you'll notice that a lot of the messaging runs the same. It's always faster onboarding. It's a network approach. It's a single API. But the problem with treating onboarding as the finish line, well, it doesn't really do justice to the business relationship. I'm talking about what needs to happen after the go live, meeting SLAs and maintaining green scorecards. See, you start with faster onboarding, but then you need to end up delivering an exceptional experience to those EDI and non-EDI trading partners. That's how you remain first in the queue for those outbound freight orders. I'm gonna hand it over to Shane, who's gonna walk through why it's finally time to expect more from your EDI platform.
Awesome, thank you, Ryan. So obviously we don't have a lot of time, so we're gonna get straight into it here. What we're seeing is the Cleo Integration Cloud platform. And I've set up this demo environment to have the perspective of a carrier or any organization that would accept inbound load tenders. So right off the bat, we're seeing the end-to-end visibility that Cleo gives you while we're integrating data from your customers or your partners to your TMS system, whether that's TMW Suite, TruckMate, or any other TMS. In the middle here, we see some key information from those transactions. And on the left-hand side, we see a transaction chain of all of the data or all of the transactions related to that original load tender. So we're seeing our response or our confirmation, we're seeing our 214s, and we're seeing our 210 or our invoice at the end.
So that's great, it looks awesome, but what happens when something goes wrong, like an integration error, and you need to resolve it quickly?
That's a good question, Ryan. So obviously when something goes wrong, we're going to notify you. So you get a notification, and you can come to your Issues tab to see that issue that might be happening in your Cleo environment. So you can search through your issues here, whether you comb through the middle and through all of those issues, or search by document or by issue category. So what I'm going to do here is look for any 214s that might have issues, and we'll find 214. And we see a couple examples here of issues with 214s that are going out to our trading partners. And I'll use this one from Tractor Supply at the top. And we see right off the bat, you have your issue or your error message. It's very technical, but if you understand stuff like this, you can diagnose from here. Or you can go to our summary tab, where you see our AI-assisted intelligent error resolution, where you get a human-readable version of what happened here and how to fix it. And there's recommended action plans, so you can quickly address this. This is all based on a knowledge base from our team, so that you're using real data to correct these issues as quickly as possible. Lastly here, the discussion tab is where you can communicate internally with other users or with the Cleo support team.
Okay, so got it. Something gets flagged, you can fix it immediately. But what happens when something goes wrong that wouldn't normally be flagged? Let's say you get a freight order, but then an acknowledgement doesn't go out.
That's another good question. So what you're talking about is like a non-event, right? When something doesn't happen that you expect to happen, in that freight order is a good example. So if I go to my network tab, we can see how Cleo can help with that. So on a per partner basis, you can set up this relationship management, and I'll use Amazon as an example. And we can see in here the relationship management monitoring that we're doing for Amazon. In this case, we're monitoring for on-time freight order response, making sure that we're responding to Amazon in that time frame that they set to us. So whether it's 60 minutes, 30 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever that might be, we're making sure that we're hitting that time frame. We can do the same thing for any of these other metrics that we're seeing here as well.
Okay, so maybe acknowledgements was too much of a layup for you. Let's get more specific. What about sending a status update, a series of status updates? Or equally as important, what about monitoring volume of freight orders that you're expecting from a specific trading partner?
That's another good question. It's almost like somebody coached you to ask these things. At the bottom here, we see custom metrics. So the relationship manager is extensible. So you can monitor to make sure you're sending the right amount of status updates, or that those status updates have the codes that your customers are expecting. And to your point about volumes, if you expect to get a certain amount of loads over time, you can monitor for that as well with the expected volume metric. Now, I don't want to get womped because we have 13 seconds. We do build scorecards for this. So if you want to see scorecards and track your performance over time, stop by our booth and we can show you that.
6:05, see you there.